Okay, everybody, hello there. Listen, this is not going to be a typical Starbound episode, but if you care about what's going on here, because I just need some footage on the background, I'm just going to buy some Fluffala eggs here, and I can only buy one, but I just need one fiery one. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to work on some repetitive stuff around my base, so don't worry. You're not going to be missing much. It's just going to be, the grind work. So I'm not going to waste the next episode. Now, let's finally talk about the current news here. I'm here going to talk about some political stuff, apparently. Mostly because, look, again, I am not a strong person, not like a mentally strong person. And because of this, I just want to ask, I mean, no. I don't want to ask anyone. Asking time is over. But more on that a bit later. I have some fresh news about my kind of channel. So, I had this idea of making a video game at some point, and just unfortunately, my second developer guy, unfortunately could not get the app. You see, when I create things, doesn't matter which things, but when I create things, I usually like to put emphasis on stuff that I'm strong at. So usually it's just lore, it's character design, backstories, stuff like this. And to create this in more comfortable atmosphere and just not having to suffer through a lot of shit and stuff, I came up with the idea of using Kid Scenarist. And I just damn needed that app on a mobile phone. To get it though, apparently you need root access. I don't know why, but yeah. It's a long story, just ignore it, because I know there are people who are going to be like, wait, Kid Scenarist doesn't require root, what are you talking about? It's a long story, so let's just say I need a root, alright? And that's a problem. It's a problem mostly because, rooting stuff is hard. And as I learned today, it might as well be impossible with my kind of luck. So, what I'm going to tell you is that I failed hard. I failed hard when I tried to do something about this whole routine thing. You see, I have no experience in this thing, and I had to ask a professional, and, the professional failed. The professional with several years of experience just failed. Oh, I'm not disappointed or anything. I'm just extremely sad because now I have to deal with all this myself, and if you're getting impossible errors on daily basis, one day you're going to start inventing impossible solutions, and maybe they're going to work. Maybe I need to boil my phone in some frying pan for like 20 minutes to make it, work faster or something. Who knows? But, with that said, every time I encounter some sort of obstacles, maybe strong people would be like, just go over them. Just, fight this. Don't let the fate play with you like that. Stuff like this. I don't honestly believe that I physically can do this. So, yeah. With that being said, the game is going to be frozen for quite a while. I'm sorry, but it has to be this way. There is no other way around this. And, with that said, I have to finally say something. I've been trying to make a lot of vlog videos, but my phone kept being reset every time, kept being reset to factory settings, and downloading anything just to lose it an hour later is not going to be a nice experience, so I just didn't waste my time on it. I think that makes sense somewhat. And I'm not exactly like ready to give up or anything, but I don't know. Right, back to the topic. I'm still kind of thinking about the phone routing thing. Anyway, I want to make some vlog videos. Wanted to talk about politics, unfortunately. Look, I'm not a politician, but life just made me have to study all this politics, and it's all because of my personal involvement in this entire thing, and trust me, I don't want to be there. But I've seen people who are legitimately stupid, and I have never seen this many people who are legitimately stupid, like totally stupid, like objectively. And this war, it's like, I want to say it's such a beautiful thing at showing how stupid people can be. Because, yeah, most people that I had to deal with all this time are on like the very surface level. These people think that all Russians are fascists, and, well, everyone here must hate Putin, and like everyone is brainwashed or something like this. You know how it always goes. The problem is that these people are extremely stupid at not giving a chance to even listen to the proper, to the different point of view. And I'm not just talking about people who like propaganda, I'm talking about pretty much everyone. Because you see, it's not just in Russia or Ukraine. Both of these countries are extremely brainwashed right now. But so are countries like America, half the Europe, if not the entire Europe. Maybe South America as well. And I'm honestly so tired of even trying. At this point, I just legitimately want to say that talking to people is no use. Humans are just not smart enough to have a proper conversation. And look, I don't want to sound like I legitimately just hate humans for the sake of hating humans, but man, I don't want to lie to you. At this point, I just. Look, I hate stupidity. I hate people who are not going to listen to proper actual arguments. And that, well, I know a lot of people who are objectively wrong, and I know that I tried to give them proper arguments. I tried to say that, well, plenty of Russians don't want this war, and that civilians don't need all these sanctions, because it's not like the government can run out of Pepsi or something. Like the amount of Pepsi or Volkswagens, how do you pronounce it, or BMWs or Mercedes Benzes is not going to limit the government's abilities, you know. And the problem is that so many people are just, they're not going to think deeply of this, because they are going to say something like, we're tired from the work day, and Russians are not worth our attention anyway, they're all shitty people, and that's it. And you can't talk to these people. I've seen Ukrainians who actually supported Russians. I've seen Russians who supported Ukrainians. I've seen people who told me shit like, how can you be against our army? And I'm like, I'm not against our army, because there is not a thing, there is not a concept such as our or not our. There are humans and there are idiots, and, well, you guess. I don't really separate Russia from Ukraine. To me, they're they are not. Look, I don't even have the concept of countries in my brain. I honestly just ignore everything that was created by humans and put as abstract, because abstract things created by humans change. The borders of countries can change anytime. The history can always be rewritten. And it's not permanent. Thus, it's not true. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but if the nature itself cannot prove it, then I don't believe it. And when I say nature itself, I mean like the concept of time, counting time in hours, minutes, it doesn't exist. Hours don't exist. There is no such thing as a clock. Clock was invented by humans for the sake of convenience. So for me, the very time itself is not a thing that can be measured. I know it's a really hard thing to understand, and I'm not trying to tell you to go and think the same way as I think, but look, people say things like all Russians should go outside and start their meetings, start protests, go out and burn down all the army camps and shit like this. But in reality, this is a shittily horrible advice. It's one of the worst pieces of advice I've ever heard. And you know why? I know it's going to sound rough, but if you get through this, you will probably be smart enough to understand this. So, each one of us, without exceptions, me, you, doesn't matter, Putin, whoever, we are all idiots at everything. We are incompetent, stupid idiots at absolutely everything except a couple of things that we are passionate about. Yeah, so for example, I am an expert in Starbound, but I have no care. I don't care about things like, let's say, Overwatch, right? So if I were to ask how to improve Overwatch, if I'm adequate, I would just say, I don't know, I don't care, I don't play this shit, it's none of my interest. And this is correct, because every single thing I say most likely is going to be harmful to the game. What if I say, well, I like PvE games, so that means Overwatch now should become a PvE game, right? Imagine, it's like saying, well, I don't like guns, so I think all American gun shops should start selling candy. How are gun-loving Americans going to think about it if, because I, the person who doesn't care about guns, said something like, yeah, start selling candies, and everyone immediately starts selling candies? It's not going to work because I don't have that passion, I don't care for it, and thus everything I say, everything I suggest shouldn't be taken seriously. I am not a gunsmith, I'm not a gun seller, so all this gun talk is none of my business. Same goes with politics, and same goes with economics, same goes with crypto, because, well, honestly, not everyone should be a politician. Not everyone should go outside and immediately start protesting. It doesn't matter war or not. Ideally, wars should be started by politicians, affect only politicians, and only these politicians should go and fight. Yeah, it has to be Putin who should be in the battlefield right now holding a gun, but it's not what happens. Because people are dumb. They are completely fine with people going to wars and these people not being governors and stuff. They think that governors doing their things, military personnel doing their things, so it's fine. When in reality it's not. Well, yes, you can have soldiers that have the only job of being just soldiers, just being the killing machines. Maybe it's fine to have them, but in a properly adequate world, there would be no use for them. Because what's the point of having a killing machine that is never going to be used? Because, well, the killing machine is not going to decide who to kill or who to not kill, right? This is why I say, if your country has police in it, it's a bad country. The idea being that if you don't like our laws, then we're going to force you to like our laws, because we have police force, we have the force to stop you from disliking our things that we created. And if you disagree, well, you're fucked. That's it. That's as simple as this. And so, look, I actually don't know. Have I uploaded my hometown tour? I think I should have had, but anyway, if I haven't, I'll upload it soon. Maybe, actually, maybe not tomorrow. Tomorrow I have things to do. Generally, the thing is that, look, in that hometown tour, I actually talked about who you should support. And, well, I want to say this point now because it will be time before I upload my hometown tour. It requires some editing. And, well, the short answer is you should support no one. Neither Ukraine nor Russia. You should stop supporting both sides, because that way these countries are going to stop the war faster. And if you want people to die, because there are people who want Russians to die, who want Ukrainians to die, because these people are incompetent at everything pretty much. And yeah, sure, fine, you are an asshole and an idiot. I don't care about you and what you think, but think about other people who are smarter than you. And so I say that don't support neither side. That way the war will be faster sooner. Because governments don't fight, you fight from the face of the government, So if you stop fighting, everyone stops fighting. When the government see that you have no interest and you just don't do anything, well, they will stop. The problem, of course, being that we will force you. But again, if you have police in your country, that country is fundamentally broken, and I hope you see my point by now. And honestly, most people, turns out somehow, don't even connect things like politics and war. They see people dying, and that's enough for them to scream, Russians are bad, Russians are killing people. But they don't even try to suggest why Russians started killing people. Because who cares? They're killing people, right? Maybe it's easier for me to talk because I don't support humanism, because humanism is naturally wrong. Because humans were never meant to be these kind of friendly, loving creatures. Nature is harsh. Nature is disrespectful. Nature doesn't care. Nature is cruel. So being cruel is the way to go. Unfortunately, I hate to say this. I hate it all myself. But it's just the fact. Predators hunt. It's not like you can one day train a wolf to respect rabbit's rights, And this is what humans are trying to do, so it's not going to work unless you can change the entire human nature, which of course nobody is going to even try to do because it's too complicated for your simple, stupid minds. But, ignore this, it's my phone trying to tell me something like, finish setting me up because you just, restored everything to factory reset and stuff like this. Ignore this shit. Anyway, back to where I was. I get that not many people are going to be interested in this war. It's totally legitimate, it's fine that it's like this. And please, understand that me not participating in all these protests is actually a good thing, surprisingly. Because if when I was younger, when I didn't care and tried to avoid politics all my freaking life and try to, avoid it as much as possible, yeah, I wouldn't have given you any good advice or any proper words, like any way to do it correctly, right? And because of this, I just want you to understand that I'm not the only one. There are several millions of people who are completely incompetent at anything politically related. And thus, I can't judge. What I can judge is the stupidity that was born in this war. I'm not asking you to immediately become like I am. I'm not asking you to just stupidly agree with me. I'm just asking you to find your own truth. And it's not just find your own truth. It's more like just become smart, become intelligent. Search for your things that you agree with. Something like that. So, yeah, I want people to be smarter. I know it's not possible from what I'm seeing here, but really, I want people to be smarter. Is that too much to ask? Now, look, I know some of you might say something like, so are you telling us not to care about it? No, I'm not telling you not to care about it. I'm just telling you not to get involved in things you don't understand. So, ideally, I am not voting for any presidents because, well, I'm not a politician. I don't know what this politics can do. I don't study every single move of them. I don't study their biography and shit like this. What I do know is that without my vote, the voting is going to be at least not worse than it should be. So me not voting for any presidents is a positive thing. And stop calling people who don't get into politics things like how do I even translate this, to be honest? People who just wait and wait and wait and do nothing and just wait. Yeah, pretty much. Look, you're not smart screaming at me saying shit like you didn't do anything, so it's entirely your fault that it happened. It's not my fault. Stop thinking that I am Putin or something like this. And stop thinking that everyone who doesn't do anything is a bad person. Look, I don't even know. I don't even know what is happening in Ukraine. I was told by Russian government that there were Nazis in there. Well, personally, I have absolutely nothing against Nazis. Because I don't even know who they are. All I know is that, yeah, some Germans were called Nazis, but I don't know a single German who was Nazi. I don't know a single person from Second World War. I don't know what they did or if they did it. I don't know if all these stories about Second World War are legitimate or if there are some propaganda by, let's say, America or by England, something like that. What if Germans weren't cruel at all? And how are you meant to know that? You get my point? I'm just saying that you can't judge something until you properly study it. And this is the problem with so many people I have. Like, guys, chill the fuck down. Stop screaming shit you don't understand. Stop supporting people you don't understand. Seriously. And look, I am being selfish right now because honestly, I don't care. Like, let's be honest, I don't care about Ukrainian families dying and shit like this because, well, to me, I'm not a fan of humans. Humans have done so many terrible, horrible things that at this point I am fine with just killing them all. It's just my thing, alright? It's just something that I agree I'm not exactly proud of, but it's also not something I'm going to try to change. Yeah, I mean, come on. If you want me to forgive humanity, I ask at least 98% of people to start thinking for themselves, to learn what the crowd instinct is and just abandon it, just fight it. Don't think like everybody else, don't copy anybody else. And at the moment, I have an extremely great example of how this is not exactly what's happening. So, I just have to tell you that I've seen so many people from TikTok, for example. YouTube is doing the same thing, and I think it all. No, it does. It didn't start. I mean, it did start from TikTok, but probably Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I don't know. The idea is that people are just trying to be the same as everyone else. They're not trying to think differently. They're not trying to. They're not even trying to think differently. That's what I'm saying. And so, I hope you understand my point of view. I hope you see that it's not fine that we're here doing, what we're doing. Some people are just going to Twitter and screaming about how war is bad. So yeah, if war is bad, then Russians are bad. Obviously, makes total sense. Say something new already. Phone, shut up. I said shut up, what do you want? Yeah, I expected that. And look. Phone! The fuck is this bullshit? Okay, you go mute. So, look, I am tired of it. I'm not tired of the war itself anymore. Like, yeah, I was tired of the war, but now I'm not. I'm tired of human stupidity. And it's actually worse than you think. It's not as easy as you think. Look, humans are just not intelligent. It is just the objective freaking truth. Humans are not intelligent creatures. They are pretty much like sheep. And I'm not the first to say this. Trust me, I am not. There was an animated movie, cartoon I guess, called Jesus and Judas. And yeah, it's not safe for work totally, but if you want, you can watch Saber Sparks' video about it. The point being, even they portray humans as sheep. Like, there is Judas, there is Jesus, there is the goat girl, and everyone else is a sheep. I understand why it was made this way. And honestly, it sickens me. I don't want you to agree with me, I want you to come to your own conclusions. And to at least make sure that you're not being affected by any sort of propaganda. I know it's quite a lot to ask from you. I totally get it. Because most of you are too tired to care. But again, if you are too tired to care about doing all the research and going the easy way, then just don't do anything at all. It's as simple as that. And because of people like you, people who don't understand things and yet act, we're having this bullshit. We're having people who scream, support this side and support the other side at the same time. In reality, we should have known the truth in the beginning and be like, oh shit, so this is the correct side, so this is who I should have sided with. And you want to know who is correct in this war? Neither! Not USA, not Russia, not Ukraine. They're all bad. They all have propaganda in them. The smart people are people who manage to just leave the place and completely, totally ignore it. But because it's extremely hard to ignore things as there are totally bullshit assholes, like they're total bullshit people who have power. And these people, for example, let's say Pepsi company, right? The guys behind Pepsi Cola, they they're stupid. They sanctioned Russia and removed Pepsi because they want us to start protesting, I guess. And yeah, it's total logic. I can't put it otherwise. But honestly, guys, I'm so tired of this stupidity. I just want to say, you know, what do I even want to say? In reality, my biggest frustration is that nobody is going to listen to me. That's an objective fact. Because if you already made your mind about everything, why would you even care to listen to me? Why? What would be the point of listening to me? Right? I didn't give you any reason to listen to me, to follow me or anything. And so, yeah, you have no reason to change anything about your behavior because you don't care if I suffer or any other person suffers. You think all Russians are bad because they're Russians. So, yeah, I'm bad. Again, I'm not saying I'm the best person ever, but at least I'm smart. Or smarter than most people who will never watch this video. Definitely, 100%. Long time ago in 2017, or up to 2017, we had a Russian, I thought, YouTuber, at least Russian speaking YouTuber, named Ivan Guy, who turns out to be from Ukraine. For me, it was a surprise, honestly. This guy, he makes such horrible arguments. He just hates Russians because Russians attacked, so Russians bad, right? And again, I'm not trying to justify any side of here. I'm saying that both are bad, both are terrible. Russians never wanted this war, but now everyone blames us because we started it. Even though we haven't. The Russian government started it. And, Russian government cares only about Moscow and St. Petersburg. And that's it. They don't care about every other city we have here. So everyone else who is not from St. Petersburg or Moscow are pretty much just passive takers. People who just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. What did I want to do in this? Ah, yeah, right. Craft a hoe. And this is not going to change. You are not going to change your opinion no matter how many times I ask you to. Maybe you're going to agree to me. Sure, fine. But you're nothing. You are not enough to affect anything at all. Anything. I don't care how many people agree with me as long as this is the minority. And this will always be the minority. Because smart people are always in the minority. Not everyone is going to study how nuclear physics work. Not everyone is going to know all aspects about radiation. No one, not everyone is going to know everything about trees and their roots and leaves. Not everyone is going to know every single species of owls. Not everyone is going to know every single law of every single country. It's going to be the minorities because they're passionate about it. And what they say can actually be taken as serious. For the sole reason that these people put some sort of thought behind, their words. Yeah, that's the best way I can put it. So, I say it's the minority who should be listened to. It's the minority who should be the one to choose the president. The majority chose Putin, which means we should have ended up with president anyone else but Putin. And I'm not even saying that about Putin personally. I'm saying that about everyone and everything else. My problem is that it's not going to change anything. Again, nobody is going to listen to it. Those who agree, they don't matter. Those who disagree aren't going to change their fucking minds. And tell me, how do you not justify hatred of humanity after that? Just how? What do you have to fucking do to forgive humans after all this? How do you not hate humanity after this? I don't get it. So my hatred is justified, and I stand by it. I know it's not fine to just hate humans. It's fine to hate humans for a good enough reason. My reason is just stupidity, and I shouldn't hate everyone, but at the same time, do you really think I want to go to every single person I meet and be like, hey dude, are you adequate? Okay, so how about I stop you from doing whatever you are doing, and I'm going to force you to have an hour-long conversation with me, alright? And I can talk apparently. Shit. This is fantasy. It's not how it's going to go, alright? Oh. Shit. Alright, I guess I'll just make it smaller. And because of this, I'm so damn tired. Like, guys, please just... I don't know, my cries aren't going to be heard by anyone important, so... I guess I just don't matter in this world at all. But at the same time, I don't want to care about this. But I am sadly involved in it. I live in one of these fighting countries, and I get a lot of blame for just being here, for being poor here. You know, it's like Kenshi, where there is a city that's going to kill you if you have no money, because yeah, being poor is illegal, because they would think you're a beggar, and being a beggar is illegal, so they're going to just kill you. Oh, yeah, this world is so unfair, and honestly, I don't know if I care. I don't know if I care enough to change it. I think I've just given up on humanity at all, completely. Again, maybe that's not the way to go, but at the same time, it kind of is. Guys, I want this to be over. I want... You know, I don't even want any of the sides to win, because I know both options are bad. If Ukraine wins, well, I mean, if Ukraine is going to start winning, then guess who goes to army? To support, as you say, Russian army? Because yes, I am stupid, I was forced to go to army, so now I'm dumb because I'm helping Russians, right? Right, iron logic, for fuck's sake. And, well, it's not like I can affect anything. It's not like I can do anything to change your mind. I'm just so sorry that I had to deal with all this bullshit. I'm sorry for being Russian. Yeah, I know. Most of you who are from supporting Ukraine are going to be like, yay, we made this guy hate this country, so now he's ashamed of being Russian, mission complete. Yeah, look, I've been ashamed of being Russian my entire fucking life. Since, I don't know, 2012, I think. Yeah, you know. Yeah, 2012. And the reason is that I had to study in this country. I had to endure this education that we are getting here. I had to experience all this stupid hatred because, well, Russian Russian education is just incompetent, and that's the only way to put it. So, the moral of the story is it will take hell of a lot of work from all of Russia, all of people combined, all of these fucking humans combined, for me to forgive them. And I highly fucking doubt that anyone is going to actually be bothered to even do this for a random no-name like me. Last thing I want to say is that do you want to hear a funny story? Huh? Well, in my subscriber star, I'm not going to leave a link just yet because they haven't responded, for fuck's sake. I sent them 3 fucking emails. Anyway, in my subscriber star, I say that I want to give humans choice. I want to say that, yeah, you're free not to give me money because I respect your reasons. You might be poor like me, so that's totally acceptable. I'm not wealth shaming anyone here. So, yeah, if you're poor, I understand this. I am also poor like you because, personally, I have $0. Zero. Nobody has given me anything on Subscriber Star yet, so, well, for good reason that I'm not verified. Subscriber Star, come on! So yeah. But because of this, I don't want to force you and call you names because, you know, you don't deserve it. I say, if you can't legitimately afford paying for things you don't have to pay for, like, for example, you have other video games. So if I make a video game and upload it to somewhere like Subscriber Star, I don't want to push you to, you know, to give me money. I'm not trying to paywall anything because I get it. So I'm trying for this society. I'm trying for people, you know. I say, fuck all these manipulative practices. I disrespect them totally. I want you to know what you are getting for your money. I don't want to put any paywalls. I don't want to give you any time limits. Anything to stop you from, you know, from deciding whether that stuff is worth your money and attention. I want to be honest with you. And this is what I'm getting. I'm getting hate because I'm a human from Russia. Russia, for your information, is just again, for me, borders don't exist. Russia is just, it's just, you know, a place. It's a piece of our planet. There is no such thing as Russian or Ukrainian or American. We're human, for fuck's sake. Yeah, fine, sure, we have different races. Some are white, some are black, some are Asian and stuff. But it doesn't fucking mean that, well, we have some differences. Yeah, we have cultural differences, but cultures are cultures are shit. Trust me, just trust me on my words. I'm reading a little book here, and I'm surprised to find so much about what cultures really are, and I'm like, my damn god, that's badass, you know. I have never expected cultures from being that dangerous to a human mind. But more on that some other time. I'm just saying that I don't see this difference. So when you say Russians are bad, I don't know what you're referring to. What is a Russian in your opinion? A person who just happens to live on a certain coordinate, certain geographical location? Aren't you stupid for that? Imagine being like, I hate my neighbor because my neighbor lives in this opposite room that I am. I hate everyone who lives in that opposite room because they live in the opposite room. Oh yeah, I hate these people. This is how you sound to me, you see. And I just ask you, stop it. Stop being inadequate. Try to get better. Try to think for once. I don't know. I want to finish with this rant, but I just want to say everything because it hurts. You know, I am not a person who laughs at things like, how do you call it? Just forgot the word immediately. How do you call humor that is sad? It's on my tongue, I just can't pronounce it. So yeah, I'm not the person who laughs at God damn it. Satire, right. I'm not a person who laughs at satire because to me satire is a way to laugh at horrible mistakes of our society. People who laugh at it, I think, are not taking it seriously because this is God damn it, tragedy. It's not something you can just laugh about. But I mean, what do I know? A random piece of shit from the internet, right? I'm nobody, and this is hard. You know, I'm not a racist, but I think I kind of understand that what people who had to deal with racists feel, because to be honest, this discrimination is not really that great. I know there are people who can justify it, surprisingly, yeah. There are people who can justify racism. And I have no issues with this, because they know what they stand for, and thus, well, and thus they know what they're talking about. So I don't say that all racism is bad, but if it's somehow justified, whatever. I'm not trying to make people agree with me. I'm just trying to make people intelligent to actually be able to form their own words, their own sentences, their own opinions, you know. And, well, I just feel discriminated. I feel like I'm discriminated by my nationality, that I don't even support. This feels like shit. I hope this ends someday. I really hope this ends one day. I don't know when or how it's going to end, or if it's going to end even, but I want to believe. I want to believe that humans will at some point become smart. I don't guarantee it. I don't guarantee that I can ever stop hating humans. But at least I'm going to, you know, give them a chance, I guess. On that note, this is pretty much it. This is everything I want to tell you. I'm honestly tired, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry this has to go like this. I'm so sorry that you have some stereotypes that go against me. And I'm so sorry that I have to hate people like you who don't think but do shit because they feel like doing shit. Of course, I don't say this to my subscribers or people, you know, who are smart and all. But I'm talking about people who don't watch me, who watch their TVs and other shit with full of propaganda and stuff like this. But it's just the people who affect me the most are people who are the most ignorant. You know, the stupid crowd is the reason for my unhappiness. I've been trying a lot to find happiness in small things, but this is always on the back of my mind. Like, I always keep it in mind. I always remember that, yeah, people don't like me anymore because I'm Russian, yeah. Because I happen to live there. What do they expect? Do they expect me, like a Russian, to go in Ukrainian army right now? I don't think that's a possibility for me because, well, Ukrainians, hey, if you want me to support Russian army, please open the fucking borders so I could go travel to your Ukraine and help you. How about that? Yeah, open all borders, because no borders should ever be closed. Everyone who closed the borders, every single country, is a piece of shit, and I can absolutely verify it. I can guarantee it. I can tell you why. But that's a story for another day. So, yeah, this is not nice. This ain't nice at all. I hope this to end again, but I don't know how. Anyway, thank you for watching this small little episode. I haven't finished my base, but I said everything I wanted. My phone didn't get rooted, so I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think, maybe I don't even need that root. I'm happy with what I have, alright? I'm going to live in my tiny little misery and hate everyone around me because I can't even be bothered to deal with these humans anymore. I will be wrong, but I will be less wrong than everyone else. And remember, I am always correct, because when I say things like this, I'm only gonna say things that I'm sure about, that I'm actually sure of, that I know are the truth. And you can't imagine. I hate being correct about everything. I would much rather be a stupid sheep and support Russian army and say that to all these Ukrainians. Yeah. And maybe I would be much happier. Maybe I would just scream how everyone is shithead, how I'm the most Christianic person on earth, and how Russia is the best country ever, and Putin is the god and all that. Maybe this would have made me happier, but I'm not like this. I hate that I'm correct. I hate that I know the truth. Please burn all the books about philosophy on earth. Forbid philosophy. Make people stupid. So I could die in peace and know that this world is hopeless and nothing will ever suffer again because everyone will be brainwashed and stupid. So everyone will be happy at least. Yeah, this is my wish to you. Get stupid. Be happy. This is... I don't want if I want... Like, I don't know if I want to hear your comments. Because I expect two things. Either someone is going to agree with me, to which I say, okay, whatever, you agree, so nothing changed. Or I'm going to find someone who disagrees with me. And I'll be like, so you think that all of this is great? Maybe you support just some of it. Maybe you don't want people to be sanctioned, but maybe you support like donations for other army. Maybe like this. I have only covered the extremes, but honestly, to be fair, I don't know. I want this war to end, sure. I don't want people to die, but I don't want innocent people who didn't have anything to do with all this to die. I absolutely want people who scream, yeah, for Russians, for Ukrainians, for USA, whatever. I want these people to die. Yeah, they are useless. They don't understand politics. And if they are able to make such decisions, You guessed it. These people are harmful to your and my existence. Because they might be smart. They might be smart at what they're doing. They might be great psychologists, or they might know all about trading, they might know all about investing in things, they might know exactly how to run a successful business. Yes, these people, they are geniuses at what they're best at. But these people are total fucking incompetent assholes when it comes to actual things like politics, like, again, we're dumb at everything except the things we're passionate about. And obviously, we can't all be passionate about politics. So shut up, please. I'm tired. But of course, nobody is going to listen to it. I'm repeating myself because this is how frustrated I am. So yeah, don't leave any comments and just pray that I'll be able to start this subscriber star account and be like, finally, someone can finally support my ideas, my way of thinking. Maybe you agree with me and you want to support me, but you can't. I don't know. And I have to deal with brainwashed Russians a lot. They are in my family. Shit, my parents are religious. Religious! They have to be ashamed of it. Look, I can't tell you exactly why being religious is a bad thing, but guys, come on. Alright, so thank you for watching. I guess I'll go take a nap. I guess it's 3 a.m. and I still need to upload the previous episode before this one because it's not an episode, but still. I hope you learn to make the right decisions. Look, if you want to support Ukrainian army, if you think that's the correct way to go, if you give me actual good reasons that are not about propaganda and all this shit, if you give me a reason to kill humans for no reason, then yes, I will understand you. I mean, I know a lot of reasons why you would kill innocent people, and because no one is innocent in this world, because again, everyone is stupid at everything, but it doesn't mean that everyone is going to be only doing the things they're good at. Society never told them about this. Society never limited them. So, obviously, being smart is a job for everyone. And just, it's never explained. Still, I think I just need to learn how to not be afraid of death. And then just accept my fate. Accept my fate that if I die, I die. And if I die in a war, then I die in a war and I can do nothing about it. Maybe it's not the death I desire. Maybe it's not the time I desire this death at. But at this point, I failed at too many things. And maybe being smart is not the reason to stay alive. Maybe I'm just too progressive for this world. Maybe my mindset is going to appear in 22nd century. Maybe it's a possibility. Maybe people will get smart because somehow, I don't know, maybe AI takes over the world and suddenly everyone will start getting like non-propagandic information and suddenly starts to learn or something because this AI is not going to dominate humans but instead going to make them smarter. Who knows? Who knows? But as it stands right now, either I'm in front of the world and I understand things that are extremely far away from average human being, Or maybe I'm missing something, and maybe I should be supporting Ukrainians or Russians. Maybe I should be a part of it. Maybe I should do things so I get hated by other people. I don't know. And this is the pain. This is the actual pain. Alright, now I'm having a headache. Bye.